So we have Elliotte Friedman announcing that a potential blockbuster trade could occur between the Vancouver Canucks and the Washington Capitals very, very soon, and that the Canucks forward Brock Boeser could certainly be a player involved in a trade. And coming back to Vancouver could be forward Anthony Mantha, which makes this deal very, very interesting. We've seen how Brock Boeser was a big fish in the sea of rumors after the Canucks decided to scratch him, only to backtrack due to another late scratch in their forward lineups. But his agent has given the Canucks permission to facilitate a trade, and we've seen teams flocking all over the stands to get him. So far, he's played 22 games, and he's only recorded 4 goals, but has 16 points on the season. It's not really often to see a guy who's putting this kind of production getting ridiculed by management, but hey, the Canucks are right now using him as some scapegoat for their struggles this year, and I don't personally think it's really fair on Boeser for him to go through this. Then we talk about Anthony Mantha, who's also been struggling for the Capitals this season. He's 28 years old and has 15 points in 29 games, and he was part of that Vrana trade to Detroit back in that 2021 blockbuster during the trade deadline, and now many people are considering that to be a massive steal for the Detroit Red Wings. I can't wait to see Vrana back on the ice, but Mantha has not been able to find any sort of production or any sort of rhythm since that trade, and it now makes sense for Todd McLellan and management to maybe try trading the veteran player. It's been rumored that the Canucks are willing to take a less valuable return for Boeser if it means that they can have more salary cap, so then there is a possibility that this trade just doesn't make any sense at all. I know some of you will be saying this. Mantha only makes $950K less than Boeser does, as Boeser makes $6.65 million annually, and even though he signed with the Canucks for 2 more years, compared to Mantha who signed to 1 year, the Canucks could very well get a prospect or some high-quality draft pick along with a proven veteran who can play bottom 6 minutes. We know how the Capitals are playoff contenders and are in a win-now mode. They've pretty much been that way for most of the Alex Ovechkin era and will continue to do so as per owner Ted Leonsis. But even though they had a really slow start to the season, the Caps have gone 7-2-1 in their last 10 games, and despite them being 6th in the Metro right now, they are certainly going to creep back into playoff contention very, very soon. The team has Backstrom, a guy who is recovering from injury and could open some financial flexibility if he doesn't return this season and could allow the Capitals to get going in the trade market. If Nicklas Backstrom really just does not return and this becomes a blockbuster, then maybe we can see the Canucks adding Luke Schenn to that trade, as the Capitals could certainly use some depth on their defense. Overall, I feel like the Canucks management just feels lost ever since they signed JT Miller to that massive contract. And yeah, I know the guy had 99 points last year and it seems like it's deserved around that time, but they're now lost with that, and also the Brock Boeser and Bo Horvat trade rumors going on. For both of them, contract extension talks have gotten nowhere, and it seems like the pending free agents are on their respective ways out. If you ask me, none of this makes any sense. Why would the Canucks be willing to get rid of 2 guys who are both in their prime? Whichever team pretty much lands those 2 guys will certainly get a massive boost come playoff time, and the Canucks will certainly regret it. But considering the team struggles to hold leads and their goaltending issues, the attention on player movement should be focused on other areas of their team. And let me be honest, I like Elliotte Friedman. He's a chill dude, I like his thinking and like hearing his thought process, but no man, a trade with the Capitals for Mantha would be a huge mistake for the Canucks. Swapping out so-called struggling players is not a good method for success, and Vancouver needs to figure out quickly where exactly this team is headed as a franchise. Boeser and Horvat leaving will certainly hurt the team more than boost them, and even though the Canucks would like more financial flexibility going forward, they should really consider moving defensemen Tyler Myers and Oliver Ekman-Larsson instead. Both players are extremely overpaid and are constrained by the salary cap. Moving on from both blue liners would allow the team to get Bo Horvat long-term and try to fix this thing with the core already in pace. Moving on from both defensemen will allow the team to get Horvat long-term and try to fix this thing with the core already in place. Vancouver is 6-4-0 in their past 10 games and are finally at .500 for the season. They need to find a way to get Horvat and Boeser back, or at least a very good return in some sort of trade. While Friedman shared his idea of a trade with Mantha, I don't personally think that this will aid Vancouver in any way. It will rather create more flaws in their lineup, and none of that will be due to Boeser's departure. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this potential trade or Boeser or Horvat in general. Otherwise, thank you guys for tuning in and have a wonderful day.